Hey, welcome back to my channel, Spencer Colgan Wallpaper and Painting. Are you hanging Phillip Jeffries Crocodile Rock wallpaper as I'm hanging today? In my camera behind me, you will see this beautiful vinyl wall covering in the bathroom in which I'm hanging this product. Now, if you're new to this and you have the skill to hang wallpaper, you'll find this product to be very challenging for one reason. The pattern does not lend itself to finding the repeat with ease. And you might get frustrated and think that there's no repeat. The instructions are not very helpful because these products that are made by most high-end wallpaper companies are assuming that somebody with experience or somebody at least with access to persons who have experience deciphering these instructions can help you. So if you're a wallpaper hanger, I'm not going to plug the association, but on social media there are various outlets to which you can belong by membership that can give you advice. I myself talk to other paper hangers for advice on how to hang this or that. I'm not the wallpaper guru, but I do get the job done. And if I don't know something, I will either call the company, who usually knows nothing, or I'll check with somebody within my list of colleagues I generally go to find out. But it's one of the reasons I do these videos. This is Phillip Jeffries Crocodile Rock. It's a beautiful product, but it's hard to find the pattern. So there's an easy way to find it, and that's simply using the numbers that they give you on the instructions that you won't always find with the product that's mailed to the customer's home, but you can find it on their website. If you click on Phillip Jeffries hanging instructions and put the name brand of the product you're hanging, the pattern, you'll come up with a long list of products made by Phillip Jeffries, and their hanging instructions are right there. There's no way to make a mistake like this, but let's zone in and talk about this product and figure out how to do this. It's pretty interesting. The instructions on the website says that the horizontal repeat, which I rarely use, but in this case I do. The horizontal repeat is 26.5 inches, but they give it to you in centimeters because they have other customers outside of the USA. So this is our horizontal repeat, 26.5. Now, what does that mean? On this product, you have to identify something unique that you will use as a guide point for every successive sheet. I chose to go with one of these little round pieces that stand out to me. And this is the one I chose, simply because my pinky fits there. I can see this pretty far away in the room when I look for it. I see that space and it brings me right to it. So that's my guide. Now it happens to be exactly 2 feet from the untrimmed right edge. And using this as a guide point, I determine what will be the point at which I cut it at the ceiling. And I determined that after my first sheet, 17 inches from the top of this circle will be the point at which my wall meets the ceiling. And now I have a guide that will help me from messing up successive sheets and where they go. Now there are going to be some paper installers that hang this without matching it. But I think these little pieces are too big for that. Now, where does the horizontal repeat come in? Well, let's talk about the repeat. The vertical repeat is the point at which a piece in the pattern repeats itself vertically. In this case, you will see that the pattern here repeats every 17 inches. And so this is repeated, 23 inches. This is repeated 23 inches above it and below it. Let me prove it to you. So you'll see V, 23 inches. And what that means is that this round thing is repeated above it 23 inches later. And there's our round thing again. And if this sheet were to continue, this piece would be repeated 23 inches under it, but not in the middle, not at the end, the very top. So you have to take the same exact piece every time. So I go with the top, you could go with the bottom, but from the top of this one to the next one below it, at the top of it, is 23 inches. Okay, now what's the horizontal repeat? As you can see, this pattern repeats itself. Wide pieces, short pieces. Wide pieces, short pieces. Now, our horizontal repeat happens to be 26.5 inches horizontally. So what I did was I located that ball right here. The same ball that's over here. This is a different sheet. And so if I go 26.5 inches over, I find myself on the next sheet. And it's right here. 26 inches away is this piece, which means that if I'm exactly 26.5 inches from this point to this point, my pattern match is easy to find. You see that? And there we have it. Do you see this? Concentrate right here. You see these little 1, 2, 3? See how it's repeated? And there you have it. Now I'm going to show you a really easy way so that you don't go crazy. Look, you see? See how easy it is now? See how this matches up with this one? And all of this is waste, right here. Now, I will say, now is that clear to everyone right there? How it matches up? Now, here's the thing. Learn from my mistakes in my life. When you get this on the wall, you're not going to be able to find it. You'll never be able to find it unless you make yourself your own reminder. There's one, and there's two. Now, when I sever the tape, I'm not relying on the pattern anymore. I couldn't care less. I'm going to be matching pieces of tape. So I'm using multiple pieces of paper for this only 2 foot long combination of 2 sheets. And I suggest if you're hanging a full-length wall, you use several every 2 feet so that it's really easy, especially at the top. You put it at the top because you're on a ladder. You put your first piece where it matches. So what does this mean? You got to be doing 2 sheets at a time. When I take this off and go to hang it, I'm going to have this one. And so I want to move this one over here and use this edge to make a new sheet to match with this end. Do you see? You could even be creative and number them. 1, 2, 3, 4. This way you know which one matches, but it would be unnecessary. But for those of you who really want to do it where you can't make a mistake, number them if you want. Now when I go to hang it, I'm not fumbling, moving this back and forth, trying to find these things again. That's my match. When my tape matches, so does my pattern. See that? Now, I will make a side note. This stuff is not cheap. I forgot how much it costs per yard. Meaning when we talk wallpaper and we say per yard, we're talking linear yard. Let me show you the waste on this. When I double cut this on the wall, do you see how much waste there is right here? That's all waste right here. This piece right under here, from one finger to the other. It's all waste. That's because of the high-end pattern. That's what you create when you have a pattern like this. So anyway, I think I've covered the point. What else would there be to say? I had something else to say, but I forget. Oh, Phillip Jeffries in their instructions says to do a table cut, which means you put this on your table and you get a straight edge, and then you cut one piece and then the other. I can tell you something. That's a mistake. The folks at Phillip Jeffries don't hang wallpaper. They speak to people who hang wallpaper. And I'm not knocking them. I'm not Mr. Know-it-all. But I can tell you this. If you're a pro paper hanger, tell me, please, would you cut this on your table if you wanted to match this pattern correctly from this sheet to this one? You won't get a truer matchup until you get it on the wall. It's relaxed, it has stretched, it has constricted. You won't get a better match unless you put it on the wall and double cut it. Okay, I hope the remainder of this video sends home the point which I made in this video, which makes it a lot easier for you to hang this product. I hope that it hits home now that you can see, essentially, we've created our own pattern, so to speak. I do this with all difficult patterns, ones that are hard to find when you're looking. And it's frustrating when you're 12 feet in the air and you're trying to find the pattern. Please do this. It'll save you lots of trouble. Remember, learn from my mistake. These tools are important to complete the rest of the task at hand. A regular blade, retractable, a single edge blade, a roller for the seam, a laser level, and a steel guide. First of all, let's comment about the 2 pieces of tape. Now you can see the importance of putting the tape in more than one place. You see how I trimmed off some of it? You could imagine if I were off, I might eliminate the whole thing. And so I have another one here. And if you look really closely, you'll see that it's essentially making a pattern, because look at the tear in the tape. It meets up perfectly, doesn't it? And the same is true for that. Now we check our pattern. Wow. We are right on the money, aren't we? Look at how nicely this pebble falls right over the other one. All right, I'll slide it over like this off video just to knock it over a hair. But there we go. Now let's trim it. Don't you love finding out how to do these difficult things? You know, I learned this all by making mistakes. That's how I learned it. And so I provide the information for you because I enjoy disabusing people of their ignorance. And I also enjoy being disabused of my own ignorance when it comes to something I don't know. You know, you're not going to get this help from Phillip Jeffries. Trust me, you call them. And you're going to get people who don't know anything about hanging paper. So with our laser on, that point at which I want to make my double cut, I'm going to first take this blade, because I can't get the single one to start at the top. The tool, it just doesn't allow itself to fit into that area close to the ceiling. And I may very well do it at the bottom. But the rest of it will be done with a single edge blade. It makes a thinner cut in the product. So, last advice is to go under your overlap. This is my overlap. That's my underlap. Make sure you got wallpaper under there. I can't tell you, and I'm serious, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to do my double cut, and when I get to the bottom, there's no wallpaper underneath it. Because I didn't hang it straight, I hung it a little crooked. Do I make those mistakes? Yeah, I do. Don't you do it. Off camera, I have cut through my wall covering. There's my overlap. And now, let's get to the underlap. Well, the laser is going to tell you where our seam is. But I'm going to shut the laser off and I'm going to ask you to find the seam. Now, don't cheat and go back in the video. Just try to find it after we remove all of our signs. And there's our seam. If this video has helped you, please click on like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.